When things feel a bit chaotic, Instacart helps deliver milk and sausage. Add a little life to your cart. Get stuff from literally all your stores, from baby wipes to albacore. Add a little life to your cart. Instacart helps get your groceries. Your first 3 deliveries are free.
Download Instacart. Add life to cart. Terms apply.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Yeah. Please hang on. Please. This is an official interruption of your local entertainment transmission.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Jeff Lutz.
That's what we do on this show. We say it.
I hear you loud and clear.
And Jason Duda. For today, anyway.
It's way more fun if it's just off the cuff.
Wow! Hey! Isn't that exciting?
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Only the best for your special playtime.
Stand by for action.
Good afternoon and welcome. It is Bob and Jeff on KFH. Bob, the final day of his early/midweek absence. He'll be back tomorrow. He's back home in Wichita. He might even be listening to this show right now.
You got the first 10 minutes, I said.
I do?
Yep.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say for 10 minutes to myself. Jason Duda is to my right. What's left of him, what is present today, which is seemingly very little. Doesn't remember driving over here, he told us. Has his coffee. And, soon you'll be ready to go. You're just not going to say anything.
10 minutes.
I can't do 10 minutes alone, so you're going to have to step it up. I don't like talking to myself, especially when 2 other people are in the room.
Okay.
So give me something. You don't have to give me everything right now.
How was your day?
My day's fine. My day's a normal day. Pretty normal day. You?
Mine's fine.
Yeah, you look fine.
I do.
Is this what I'm going to get today? Because I have stuff to talk about. I'm passionate about some things in the world of sports.
Well, why don't
and I'm ready to go. But if you're going to meet me with malaise and apathy, maybe.
Need more coffee.
Then I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'll set up the show for you.
Why don't you set up the show for us?
I'm going to set up the show for you.
That'd be great.
I actually have to ask your opinion on something NBA related. It relates to the NBA, but it relates to sports and sportsmanship, and I want to get your opinion on it when we talk here in just a second. But I'm first going to set up the show.
Okay.
Mitch Fiegel, remember him? We talked about him yesterday.
Yep.
He is on the show today, the head coach of the number 1 ranked in, I believe it's 3A, but I'll double-check that. Sometimes collegiates in 4A, sometimes it's 3A. I'm pretty sure they're in 3A. They're number 1 from the Coaches Association, which we discussed yesterday also.
Right.
So collegiate boys basketball coach Mitch Fiegel will be on the show in the very next segment, 2:25.
That's fantastic. Good job.
Man, I love collegiate basketball is one of my favorite high school programs in the state.
Great.
I mean, I really like collegiate basketball. I don't know. I like Mitch Fiegel. He's an enjoyable guy to talk to. Back in the day when I was at the Eagle, I had a couple of friends and colleagues happened to be kind of doing the part-time like high school writing thing with me, and they both told me, man, I love Mitch Fiegel. Love Mitch Fiegel. Love going to talk to Mitch Fiegel. And since they were my friends,
right,
I trusted them.
Of course.
Their opinions mattered to me. I didn't believe them. So I had to go see for myself. And by God, they were right.
Wow.
Mitch Fiegel, just an unbelievable character. High school basketball in the city of Wichita and the state of Kansas would not be the same without him. And he's coming on our show today. He chose to spend that period of time with us.
Probably with you.
No, you're going to.
Does that make you feel better?
No, he's going to be with us.
Well, I know he's going to be with us, but he chose it because of you.
Who cares?
You care.
It's not like you were a deal breaker.
You care.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying at all.
No, I know. I know that's not what you're saying. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I disagree.
Well, I agree with myself.
That's rare.
Does that make any sense at all? Yeah, it does. I agree with myself.
You agree with yourself.
Of course I do.
But sometimes you got to disagree with yourself. That's where growth comes. That's where.
No, that's like I thought I was wrong once.
Yeah.
But what?
But I thought I'd made a mistake, but it turned out I hadn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be on your gravestone probably,
I hope
right?
So. Man, if only.
Your favorite quote ever.
We need to save this audio because I'm not motivated enough to tell anybody what I want on my gravestone at this moment. 2:45, Taylor Dugan, the head girls basketball coach at Bishop Carroll.
Holy man.
And
you're on fire this week.
Here's some upsetting news for you.
Well, why would okay.
You know how Bob's coming back to the show tomorrow?
He is.
And you know how we've had a high school boys basketball coach and a high school girls basketball coach on
every day
in the first hour of the show every day this week so far?
Mm-hmm.
I asked my dad, hey, can we continue that Thursday and Friday? Now I have an actor. An actor. Who cares?
An actor like who?
I don't know what actor. It better be somebody super famous. It better be Malcolm Jamal Warner.
I don't know who that is.
Or somebody of his ilk.
I don't know.
He played Theo on The Cosby Show.
Oh, Theo. Gotcha.
Yeah, remember Theo?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in, what other movie did I remember him in?
He wasn't in any
Gold.
He was in movies?
He was in Fool's Gold with Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson.
He was?
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
He was one of the bad guys, and he had like a Caribbean accent. It was terrible.
That's unfortunate.
I liked the movie, but...
So I don't know who's on the show tomorrow at 2:25, what actor, but I'm going to advertise that it is Malcolm Jamal Warner.
But that's just wrong.
It might be
tell
wrong.
people that. Here we go again. You're stealing yesterday, now you're lying to people. You got some serious issues over there.
I didn't steal anything yesterday.
We talked about you stealing in high school.
I took magazines.
Thousands of dollars worth.
Thousands. Probably like tens of dollars worth. 3:25, you know who's coming on the show? This is big. This is a big get.
Cap.
No. It's a huge get.
Who?
He could be this is a person literally could be anywhere in the world right now. Maybe not even a person. However you describe the entity that is Kris Kringle, Santa Claus himself.
Santa Claus is coming on?
Santa Claus will be on the show at 3:25.
Santa Claus is coming to town?
He is. He's maybe already in town. I don't know what time his flight arrives or if he rode the sleigh in or what's going on.
Wow.
Santa is coming on the show. Now.
What are we supposed to talk to Santa about?
Now you ask me, why is Santa Claus coming on the show?
That would be my next question.
Well, you know, our friend Mike Furchess has connections. I don't know how necessarily.
Well, he watches a lot of movies and stuff, so he knows a lot of people.
He has some kind of connection with Santa Claus. I don't know where it came from, what it is, how long it's lasted. I don't know anything. But I believe word got back to Santa that I had booked Mike Furchess on the show, and that's who I want on the show to talk pop culture. And Santa Claus's ego got in the way or something. So now, against our wishes and against our will, we will be talking to Santa Claus himself.
Wow.
You ready for that?
No. I don't know.
You're not ready for anything.
I don't know what to do with that.
You're just gonna have to play along, man. Santa Claus comes in, he dictates the tempo of the show, as it were.
Well,
you are tired.
Huh?
I am tired also. I'm never really fully awake, but I can get it going, right? I mean,
well,
it's
you're
2
a
o'clock.
professional.
It's 2 o'clock. The lights come on. The on comes on the microphone. I'm ready.
You're a good player.
And I'm tired. It's not like, hey, I'm a
You're
grown
a good player.
man. We don't get sleep.
You're a good player.
You are tired.
I am done. Are we? Is this? Did we finish the show already?
No.
If we're done,
we're in the first 10 minutes of the show.
No,
still.
we're not.
We have 110 minutes left.
Oh, that's a lot.
It is a lot. You better pace yourself.
Okay.
And by pace yourself,
I'll go have a nap.
Give me something.
Wake me up when Santa Claus is here.
I need something big in this first segment. We got interviews in the next 2 segments.
Next 2 segments? Well, who's at 2:45?
I told you, Taylor Dugan.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
Yeah. Boys and girls basketball this week.
Which,
except for
a tradition unlike any other, except that it ends tomorrow when Malcolm Jamal Warner will be on the show. Maybe.
You gotta quit saying that. You do. You have to quit that. That's not fair. That's not fair.
What if it was? You know
that
what?
would be funny.
You know what? You know how I know it's not a big name actor? And I bet because my dad said I have an actor.
Yeah, exactly.
If he had Malcolm Jamal Warner, he would say what?
I got Malcolm Jamal Warner
Yes.
coming on tomorrow.
Exactly. So I hope
We can't talk to any high school coaches because I got Malcolm Jamal Warner coming on.
exactly.
We're going to have him on for 2 segments.
That'd be beautiful. I wonder if Malcolm would agree to that.
I don't know. He might.
So here's my sportsmanship related question.
What was your issue with the
for you.
NBA?
There's no issue with the NBA. I just want your opinion.
Sounded like an issue with the NBA, so go ahead.
There's no issue with the NBA. The NBA
That's what it was.
in-season
It's
tournament.
okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's an issue.
Quit putting
then.
words. I really want to. I mean, this is real. I want to talk about
That's
this.
fine.
So don't say I have an issue with the NBA.
Okay.
I want your opinion on an aspect of the NBA's in-season tournament.
Okay.
Last night was the last night of pool play.
Yeah.
Group play in the NBA in-season tournament. We now have our 8-team bracket set. As I predicted yesterday, it'll be the Celtics and the Pacers, but that is right now besides the point.
Okay.
Also Bucks, Knicks, Pelicans, somebody, Kings, Lakers, it's over. It's all good. Anyway, so to get into the NBA, the quarterfinals, right? The final 8, there's ties. You got to sometimes maybe win your bracket, and it comes down to point differential, right? So last night, because the Celtics weren't guaranteed a spot in the quarterfinals, because the Magic were also a one-loss team, and they didn't know if they'd get the wild card, they ended up winning their pool. They have to now chase points. So teams take their starters out, but the other team has to keep their starters in to get that point differential. So they're effectively running up the score on teams that have big deficits but have kind of given up.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It's terrible.
Why is that terrible?
It's an in-season. That's why they shouldn't have the in-season tournament. That's it
That's
right
it?
there.
That's why?
You just
So you have
laid
one,
it out.
I gave you
You just
one
laid it
flaw
out
of
for
the
everybody.
Of the in-season
That's right.
tournament.
I poke a hole. I'll find something and poke a
No,
hole in
I
it.
poked the hole.
And then
But
I
that-
run with it. And that's what it is. So now you have these guys trying to embarrass each other out there.
They're not trying
as
to embarrass
professional
each other.
athletes
They're
making
trying to win.
tens of millions of dollars.
So
Now
what do
they're
you
out
do?
there trying to embarrass each other.
So you don't try to win the tournament. You don't
Nope.
try to get in the tournament. You don't try to win the tournament.
Sportsmanship. Show your sportsmanship. Is that sportsmanship?
It's sportsmanship.
That's what you said. This was a sportsmanship question.
Right.
That's what.
And
well,
you think
you're
that's-
asking me, and I'm giving you the answer.
And you think that's bad sportsmanship.
Yep.
You're insane. You're absolutely insane.
Nope.
So if you're
I'm not.
if you're on a team,
I'm not, because it's a useless tournament.
No, it's
during
not
the
a useless
season as
tournament.
it is.
Fans care about it. Players care about it. You're the only person who doesn't care about it. Just because you want to feel good.
I'm gonna ask people tomorrow when I go to work at 2:30 in the morning.
I know that's.
And
what-
I'm gonna say, hey, do you like the in-season tournament in the NBA? And I bet you more than half will say there's an in-season tournament in the NBA.
Yeah, that's
So there you go.
because we live in a society where now people are proud of what they don't know and what they don't follow, and they want to get on other people for what they do follow.
What are you talking about? Proud. Proud of what?
There's blissful ignorance across our fruited
Across
plains.
your mic right now
No,
is
across the
blissful
fruited
ignorance.
plains. Blissful
Fruited
and
plains.
willful
What are you
ignorance.
doing?
What are you doing?
What are you throwing out crap over there? Literally.
See, I got you
just
going.
crap.
So you can't try to win now. Trying to win.
They already won the game.
We're not
What's
talking
more
about
important? Winning the game and winning the championship, or winning the in-season
winning
tournament?
the in-season tournament.
Is more important than winning the whole league.
100%.
You are now whatever.
What if there was,
This is impossible. How do you have a conversation with a guy like yourself?
you asked me a question. Did I not answer it?
Answered it just like you answered mine. Supposedly I'm wrong. Well, now you're wrong.
No, you're
That's
wrong.
the way it is.
You're absolutely wrong.
Right, I'm wrong.
You are not a competitor.
No, absolutely.
You are not a competitor.
No, not at all.
You don't want to win.
Don't want to win. I already won.
It's a loser's mentality.
I'm up by 30. It's done. It's over.
You didn't get the
2
point
minutes
differential that gets you into the quarterfinals.
of an in-season tournament that's blah, blah, blah.
You know how many in-season tournaments there are in soccer? The sport your son
that count
plays?
for your league as well?
That count for nothing.
That count for your league as well?
Serie A. Oh, well, I got to play good for Serie A.
Well, you would think so. It is the most popular sport in the world, at least. It's got that going for it.
Well, basketball's getting up there because of things like an in-season tournament.
It's getting up there?
Yeah, basketball's pretty global.
It's getting up there, but it's not the best.
It's
not the most popular.
The most popular. Who cares what the most popular is?
Oh, now we don't care because it's not what I want. It's not doesn't help.
You know what
I'm talking about? So who cares?
You know what the most popular social media app is? Probably Facebook. You on it?
Nope.
So since when are you concerned with popularity? And
I'm
what's
not.
most popular?
I'm not accepting this conversation.
Oh, so
that makes no sense at all.
So it's selective.
It makes no sense at all.
You're doing
what you're saying is ridiculous.
You're doing a bad job.
Do you feel good about yourself right now?
For trying to win? For having a winner's mentality?
You already won.
Why?
The game was over.
Why play in the NBA if the goal is not to win?
If the goal is for
What's
money?
What's more important? Winning a game on...
Money?
No, prestige. Pride.
Money?
Fan appreciation.
Money trumps all those so far.
But yesterday when we were talking about the money, it's only $500,000. Why would anybody? These guys make millions. Why would they care about it?
Yes, that's what Max said.
You said it too.
No, I did not.
You thought.
Do not throw.
I don't care.
No.
You don't get to remember driving home.
You don't get to say that I said this when I didn't. That doesn't count.
You don't have any idea what you said.
You be careful when it comes to that.
True or false? You have no idea what you've said or not said on this show.
Who said what?
Exactly.
Who's on third? Is somebody on first?
I don't know.
What's on second?
Exactly.
What were we talking about?
The NBA in-season tournament.
Didn't it used to be in the olden days of college football before the latest, the more points you ran up on somebody?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That was it. That was college football.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's basically the same thing. You have a formula. In college football, it was the AP vote. There was no playoff. It was whoever was number one in the AP at the end of the season. They were your quote-unquote national champion. NCAA doesn't give it out, but the AP does, and the college football playoff will. So the formula for the in-season tournament is point differential.
Dumb.
And winning by as much.
But you got to do something when you have a ridiculous tournament going on anyway. So
ridiculous.
Everyone's going to finish tied.
You just want to justify.
Everyone's going to finish tied, so let's just go point differential.
Not everyone
That's a great
finished
idea.
tied. There are 8 teams left.
Wow, fantastic.
You just want to, again, willful ignorance. I'm going to justify my dislike
Completely.
of the NBA, which is based on nothing.
Nothing.
Which is based on Russell Westbrook wanting to get traded. Oh, well, that makes the NBA terrible.
He looked good the other day arguing with a fan.
Yeah,
that's
a fan
impressive.
who
good job, NBA.
Him.
That's a good look for you. The kid
did
good,
that not
good
just
thing
happen
to
in
teach
the
kids.
NFL?
Good thing to teach the kids. Attaboy.
Shaq Lawson.
Good job. Oh, we're so impressed.
Did that not just happen?
Go back to college.
See,
that's why
you're being Bob
I like
now.
watching college.
You're being Bob
and
now.
high school. I like watching high school basketball too.
You're Bob,
but no,
I'm going to call you Bob the rest of the show.
That's fine. That's
okay,
fine,
Bob.
Jeffrey.
That's cool, Bob. When you're defeated, just keep talking, Bob.
Defeated of what?
The argument. You
what
lost
was
the
I
argument.
defeated in?
The argument.
There was no argument.
You lost, Bob.
No, you look at you,
Bob. It's okay, Bob.
A boy. Oh,
it's all right, Bob.
It's a good little Jeffrey. You're doing
Bob
so
the
good.
Gaslighter. Here he is.
There's Jeffrey.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He knows he's just gotta be a big boy over there in the big boy seat with my big boy pants on today.
Good job.
I'll show you, little Bob. Good job, Jeff.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's impressive. Impressive.
I appreciate it.
Didn't they just put the tournament in so people would play hard? I heard.
Yeah, exactly. Because they
the
don't
season's
play
so
hard
long.
in the NBA.
Yeah,
No, they don't play hard in the
put it
Take
NBA.
days off and
They put it
Oh
in
my
to
God, really?
pique some interest. That's what somebody was telling me today.
They do. They needed to drum up some interest for the NBA.
No, they needed to drum up
But
some interest.
according to Jeff, it's like the most popular sport in the world. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Or look at me. But we got to drum up interest for the NBA
Who's the
for
best
the best
player
players
in the
the
NBA?
world. Who is the best player?
I'm asking. You don't know anybody.
Luka.
Luka, he's American, right? So it's not a global game. Who else?
That kid on Denver.
Jokic.
Yeah, he's the
from
best.
America. So good game. Giannis.
What are you talking about?
Giannis is American.
We're not talking about the players, you idiot. Oh, I'm
idiot.
Idiot. You're being an idiot.
Why? Because you said the game wasn't global, and I'm showing you many examples.
I didn't say the game wasn't global. You're such a man. You just twist words around.
What's with the floors? Why
those
not
are
the
your
regular floor?
Those are your in-season tournament floors.
Yeah, let's spend a whole pile of money.
Red Auerbach is rolling in his urn.
Yeah,
whole pile of money.
Just
yeah,
spend a whole pile of money putting in a new floor for this tournament when you probably could have fed all the people that are homeless in Boston for a week. That's a great idea. Good job, NBA.
Yeah,
let's spend the money there. Fantastic work. Awesome.
You have to choose one or the other, right?
Look at our floor. It's pretty cool.
If we
there
paint,
it is.
Why are you being
Oh,
stupid?
my goodness.
All right, Bob.
Oh, wow, this is fantastic. Look at the floor.
I hate
as these guys walk outside around the Coliseum to get to their cars and pass 3 homeless people, but they spent $8 million on the floor.
Yeah,
that's just
they
great.
painted wood.
What
for
a fantastic deal! That's awesome.
I hate you.
That's good because I hate you too.
I have never felt more contempt for a human being than I feel for you right now. Let's take a break. You
think? It's about time.
We got to talk to Mitch Fiegel. Maybe he'll have some sense. Maybe I'll ask him the same question.
You should.
And he'll approach it with some kind of diplomacy.
And he'll be in the middle.
Maybe. Some kind of level-headed viewpoint. Stay with us. I'm sick right now.
I'm ill. I'm out for 5 minutes. How long do we got, Max? 5 minutes? I'm out for 4:58.
Good. I hope I don't see you again in that time, but come back after. Stay with us, Bob and Jeff, KFH.
KFH.
We'll go to the hotline and talk with the head boys basketball coach at Wichita Collegiate, number 1 ranked in the preseason, Mitch Fiegel, our guest. Mitch, how's it going?
Going good, gentlemen. Afraid to wake up. I won't be living the dream.
Just, I assume you open on Friday. I know there's some games Thursday, but are you open on Friday? I need to get your schedule up here.
No, we actually, we're off this first week. We open up on Tuesday at Parsons. We're in a preseason tournament that Circle put together, so we go to Parsons on Tuesday, come back here, get Labette County on Thursday, and then go out to Circle and play Independence High School in Independence, Kansas on Saturday.
So how badly or not so badly do you think your team needs those extra 4 days of practice before you get it going?
Well, you know what? As beat up as we are right now, we need every day.
Tell us about that. What's going on?
Well, I looked at our list today, and we are going to go into practice today without 5 out of our top 11 players. And we have a little bit of everything. We have a bad stinger from football. I had a guy walk in here today, and he had just had some x-rays, and he actually has 3 stress fractures in his back that he didn't know he had, that he's been playing with. I got a broken foot, a torn up shoulder. We've got a variety of things going on.
Yeah. Well, Coach, why don't you give us you just gave us a rundown of your IR, which is unfortunate, but give us a rundown of some of your guys that you're looking to step up this year, and then even talk about some of the guys you lost from last year. I always know as a high school coach, you spend so much time with these kids, and it's tough to see some of them go.
Yeah, well, last year, we only had one senior, Quentin Fair, And so Quentin was a great leader for us, great kid, great defender, company man deluxe. And you wouldn't think just losing one guy would affect you, but it clearly has in the preseason here. But really just because we've had, so many guys out, we've just been mixing and matching. And, don't get me wrong, we've got some good young kids that I really like. I just didn't expect to see them down on my end of the floor quite this early in their career. But, when you have adversity, you've got to deal with that, and different kids deal with it in different ways. And my point to them up to this point is, hey, gentlemen, this is an opportunity for a lot of you. You're being able to audition before your time, and that's great. That's great for you. So show me what you've got, and let's go see what we can do.
Talk with Mitch Fiegel, head boys basketball coach at Wichita Collegiate. So you are ranked number 1 by the Coaches Association in the preseason. And I'm just curious, how do kids typically handle that kind of attention, that kind of expectations? I assume you want to get that out of your brain, get that out of their brain as quickly as possible. But you also probably have pretty high expectations for your team too. So how do you balance those two things?
I think your older teams handle that best. And, preseason rankings, you have to remember, are always based on a program's history and what you've, consistently done over the years. Most of the time, they're very inaccurate. This year, I didn't think it was inaccurate at all because we're bringing back 11 out of our top 12 guys. And, we had a great summer, and I knew what we had, and I said, let's hit the ground and let's roll. Now, with the group that we currently have that's practicing every day, our goal is not to be number 1. Our goal is just to be the best version of ourselves that we can possibly be and use this time period to develop our depth. Because I was talking to a guy the other day, and I said, the thing that people don't realize is that when you roll into late February and you roll into early March, the most critical point is quality depth. And you can't get quality depth if you never play those kids. And let's face it, from now until, the last week of February, this is MAYB basketball. You're going to play regardless of what happened the night before. So this is just, let's figure out who we are. Let's see how good we can be. Let's get a little bit healed up, and then let's hit the ground running and let's roll.
Yeah, it sounds like, Coach, you're just wanting to be able to put out a starting 5 right now with everything you got going on over there.
That's kind of what we were looking at today.
Yeah, that might be the goal for game 1.
We were kind of trying. Well, we talked about it last night. My top assistant, Ron Watson, and I did, and then so today, then we penciled in a different guy. So, it has been interesting, but I expect 2 or 3 of these guys to get healthy, fairly soon. Of course, Jaden Parker, he broke a foot in the spring, and then at the Clearwater game in football, re-broke that foot in the same spot. So, we're really going to take our time with him and make sure that he does not step on that basketball floor until he is 100% ready to go, because we can't afford for him to have another injury. He's just too good an athlete, and, he's got such a great career in front of him in a variety of ways. So we got to really baby him along. Everybody else will come around at some point, I think.
Mitch Fiegel, our guest from Wichita Collegiate Boys Basketball Program. So we talked with Donald Dixon earlier this week, who played for Carl Taylor. We're talking to Taylor Dugan coming up here later, and she played for Don Racine. I'm just curious if you had a coach who maybe inspired you to get into coaching, or a mentor, or someone who kind of guided you along the way. Was there that kind of inspiration for you as even a player, or just a younger kind of coach?
No, there's no doubt. There were a number of people that were hugely instrumental in me being where I am and doing what I'm doing today. The first one was my uncle, Chuck Fiegel, and he has a great story. He was a great high school pitcher, and so the Detroit Tigers came out on the farm. 3 miles south of St. Leo and watched him pitch and signed him. Then he got traded to the Dodgers, and then he had an arm issue, came back, got his degree, went into high school basketball coaching. He was won a couple state championships down at Protection, Kansas. And the whole time I was growing up, I just hung out with him and went from camp to camp. And I had a great high school coach at Pratt High named Al Schoen, who was just one of the greatest human beings ever. We had, I loved everything about growing up there and playing for him. And so, we never had a conversation at a family dinner or anywhere, anytime that we weren't talking about sports, and it always got to basketball real quick.
Well, with that, Coach, was coaching always something you wanted to do, or after you were in high school, was it something you thought about doing? How did it come about that this was something you wanted?
I just think it was, it's kind of what I knew. I never really thought about anything else. I was a history major. I knew I wanted to land somewhere and build a high school basketball program. I never had any desire to be at the collegiate level. And so I spent a few years in Harrisonville, Missouri, one stop over at Quivira Heights High School, where I had a great team there, some great kids, and then starting 35 years here. So this is what I wanted to do, and I've been very fortunate enough to still be able to do it.
Talking with Mitch Fiegel. So you've had a couple of NBA players come through collegiate, Grady Dick and Maurice Evans. And I was just thinking, obviously those guys have had immediate impacts. They played as freshmen and everything like that. But just generally speaking, when a guy comes in and he's going to contribute as a freshman, do you coach those guys differently? Not even Evans and Dick specifically, just younger players who come in with a little bit of a pedigree. How do you typically handle the younger kids in your program that you feel like can contribute right away?
Well, number one, we've always felt like we don't have freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors. When you become a part of our program, you're a collegiate basketball player, and if you can play, you're going to be in the lineup. If a freshman guy is really good, that didn't happen by accident. He spent a tremendous amount of time to get where he is already. So, again, there are no accidents in the game of basketball. Now, where you have to try to catch those young guys up is defensively, because we've never had a young guy who was a great defensive player. It's just not possible. They haven't had the reps. They haven't had they haven't become instinctive defensively yet. So that's always the main focus there, is just to get them solid defensively. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be a pro player, you know what, you got to be able to do more than make baskets. You've got to be able to guard somebody too.
I love that insight. How tough is defense to teach? Because obviously you're all about that.
Well, it's one of the few things in the game that you can control. And that's your attitude, your effort, your footwork. All of those things are within your control. And you'll find out as a coach very quickly, if you're not controlling the things that you control, it's going to be hard for you to be very good. And so we start with that. And, there's going to be a lot of nights when that ball's not going in the hole, but there's no reason you can't put a butt in the gut and finish every defensive assignment. There's no reason that you can't get down, have your footwork right. There's just a lot of things that, are controllable on the defensive end, but they take reps. And on top of that, defense is, that there's only one word that goes with that end of the floor, and that's work. And that's where you find out whether the kid is going to be a worker bee too. Because if you don't work in this game, it also becomes a very difficult game to have fun at.
Mitch, is that something you told Jeff years ago when he came out? Because he said that basically when he came out to talk to you as a young man looking to get into journalism, that if it wasn't for you, you wouldn't be there. So did you give him the attitude and effort speech? And if you didn't, please tell me what it is so I can reiterate it to him every day on this show.
I don't think I want to get involved in this one.
That's probably a good decision.
This sounds like one of my, one of and again, people always ask me, how much longer are you going to go? And I say, boys, all I can tell you is this. I'm a lot closer to the end than the beginning. But the thing I think that I will miss the most when I am done is my office is right next to the locker room. And so my door's open all day long. And the conversations and the arguments, most of the arguments, most of them trickle in here because they want me to be the guy that solves them for them.
Judge and jury.
Yeah, but they're all philosophical. There's no way to solve them.
That sounds like I understand.
There you go. Well, Coach,
that's what makes it all fun, though.
Yeah, absolutely. We really appreciate your time. It's always real fun to talk to you. Good luck getting your guys healthy, hopefully, at least in time for some part of this or the next month or so. And I'm sure you'll be off to the races at that point. We appreciate it.
You bet, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot. You get it now, right?
Get what?
Why everybody loved Mitch, who covered him.
Yeah, it sounds like a great guy.
I'm not saying he's
Smart.
universally beloved. I have no idea.
Smart.
All my people love him.
Attitude and effort. Remember that. Attitude.
Is that what
that should be? You did. Of course, you missed that part.
Effort.
Attitude and effort.
Effort, dudes.
Attitude.
Effort.
Attitude.
Effort.
No, your attitude.
Your effort.
Your attitude. My effort's fine.
Yeah, my attitude's fine.
Talk about opening up a can of worms that we can't get into.
Not
yet.
right now. All right, let's go back to the hotline and talk with Bishop Carroll girls basketball coach Taylor Dugan. Taylor, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Always good to talk to you. You've got a big game right out of the chute against Southeast this Friday, so just a couple of days from now. How excited are you to get going, and how excited are you for that early season test?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I think the girls are excited to stop practicing and start playing. Although they've changed the rules and we can have a little scrimmage jamboree thing before our first game. So we did that on Monday against Valley Center in May. So that was really good for us to kind of get jitters out and just play before our first game.
And what did you think of those games? Were you happy with what you saw? I mean, I was disappointed because you beat Mays, but I'm not going to say that on the air and make you feel bad. But how'd the girls perform, and was it kind of something you expected, or was it just nice to kind of get out there and just kind of play somebody else?
It was definitely nice to get out there and play somebody else after we've been playing each other, for so long. See what works, see what doesn't. I think the main reason I like it is to get jitters out. I mean, we hit very few shots, if I'm being honest. And I think that's just young players playing again. We put a lot of different lineups out there, trying new things, and some things worked, some didn't. And I think overall it was really good, and I was glad we did it. And I think it's good because now the girls can go out on Friday and kind of have some sort of a game under their belt before we play Southeast, who's a very good team. So it'll be fun.
Taylor Dugan, our guest, Bishop Carroll girls basketball coach. So you have Southeast. I know South is really good. Obviously, Bishop Carroll, you guys are going to be up there as well. So does that mean the league is better when it's teams like Southeast and South challenging? And I know South not too far removed from being the best program in the state. But when those teams rise, does that make the league better, or does that usually kind of coincide with some of those upper teams falling a little bit?
No, I think it's good. It's great actually because it's a lot more competition and I do think the league it's been getting better and better every year in my opinion. I think there's just little things here and there. Basketball sometimes girls basketball has been on the kind of lower end of what girls want to do these days for some reason, and so it's hard to get girls to try out for some teams. And so I'm just glad to see, like Southeast, we're playing on Friday and they have 3 teams and we have 3 teams and all our teams going to be able to play and it'll be a fun night. But yeah, Southeast, South, they're good. Heights will be very good this year. The Cape and Carroll game, our rival, will always be a good game for us. So it should be a good year, a lot of competition.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. What were your numbers like for girls to come out? I know my kids go to Mays, so I know the girls program, and my daughter was actually the manager for them, so I know their numbers were way down, and they're back up this year. So what are you seeing? What are you seeing across the board?
I don't know how, but we haven't suffered from that yet. We have good numbers. Unfortunately, we have such good numbers that we have to cut girls every year, and so it's kind of a double-edged sword in that aspect. But it's great that girls are wanting to come out and play for us and continue to play. But I know that we're lucky, and I know that it's not like that, everywhere else.
Talking with Taylor Dugan, head girls basketball coach at Bishop Carroll. So tell us about some of your personnel this year. Who you counting on?
Well, we have 3 returners this year. We lost Landon Forbes, who was our, kind of our heart and soul. She was our point guard, and we haven't really, we don't have a true point guard to step in. So we're trying to throw a few girls out there, see what they can do. Last season, Leah Hinkie was a sophomore, and she was our second leading scorer and a great rebounder, fastest girl on our team. She's just a great all-around player. And so we're kind of throwing her in that position and seeing what she does, and she's done a good job. She's a great player and a great athlete. So as a junior, she's shown a lot more confidence, and I think she'll be ready for the challenge. And then we have, we have 3 seniors. And one of them, Ellie McKellop, she's a starter from last season. So I'm excited to kind of see how she does. A lot of our role players are really from last year going to have to step up and take on, more prominent roles on our team. So we're a lot younger than we seem, to be honest, but that's also very exciting. So I think it'll be fun to kind of see where each girl lands as far as their roles on the team and how they take over those roles, basically.
Well, Taylor, I'm curious on how you ended up getting the job. Was this something that you wanted to do? You played there, so is this like kind of a little bit of a dream scenario for you to actually go back and coach?
Yeah. Yes and no. I think I wasn't sure. This is shocking to me. I don't know if it's shocking to anybody else, but shocking to me. This is my 12th year at Bishop Carroll.
What?
And so, yeah.
That is shocking. That's crazy.
It does. Everyone, I say that to people because I'm shocked constantly, and everybody's always shocked. But yeah, it's been longer than I even thought I'd be there, to be honest. And so no, I actually, out of college, I went and coached in college at Colorado State for 3 years, and then decided I was lucky enough to get my dream job basically right away. And then I decided, I kind of realized that it wasn't for me, and it was basketball is, but it kind of wore me out a little bit. So I wasn't sure I wanted to coach in high school or anywhere, to be honest, when I moved back home. And then Coach Racine retired and decided he was done. And then I just thought maybe it was time, or not even time. It was right away, but it was just something that was kind of fate. I felt the pull, so I just did it, and now I've been there since. So it's been great.
So yeah, you mentioned Don Racine, and we've talked about him before, of course, who you played for when you went to Bishop Carroll, and I'll ask you the same question I asked Donald Dixon, the Southeast girls coach who played for Carl Taylor. What was his softer side like, and did you ever see him laugh?
Oh, yeah. I saw him laugh a lot. He laughs a lot more, at practice or when we're just hanging out than he did in the games, obviously. So what people saw wasn't necessarily his true self. He was a bit of a teddy bear. I remember when we won state championship, I'll never forget. He hugged us all and he started crying. So he had tears in his eyes, and so he's definitely got a softer side. He's super funny, really funny guy, great coach. So I had a worry because it was such huge shoes to fill, and we'd have definitely different approaches to coaching, and I think it just both work well, and I just didn't know how it was going to go over, but it's been good. But he's a great guy. Still is a great guy. We keep in touch. So definitely got to see his softer side.
That's good. So I'm going somewhere with this. You have kids, right?
Yeah, I do. In fact, I always get nervous that one of them's going to wake up during their nap time while I'm talking to you.
That has happened before. So I'm sure you've experienced when they ask you a question and you don't really think about it, but then something comes out of your mouth and you don't know if that's the right answer.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so yesterday I was talking with my daughter, and she was talking about how, she wasn't really ever into sports. She's not athletic, and she wasn't even born to be athletic. And I said, well, it's just footwork. And I don't know if that's the right thing. What is athleticism to you?
Just that's what I deal with, Taylor, on a daily basis.
So
do you believe that?
So you come from a family of athletes. What is the primary skill that you need to have initially to be an athlete? Is it footwork? How important is that?
I think that's a genius response.
Wow.
I never would have. I don't think I would have said
thanks
that.
a lot. Well, the rest of my days went to hell. Thanks, Taylor.
I'm so sorry. But you know why I say that is because we get a lot of soccer girls play basketball because soccer girls are tough. It's a physical sport. So is basketball. And a lot of it, I mean, basketball and soccer have a lot of similarities in the game, but they are so fast. Their footwork is so good defensively. And so when we're just talking about overall athletes, that footwork, that kind of, works for every single sport that you have to have good footwork. So I kind of love that response.
That is awesome.
But I don't know.
See, I had no idea. Like, it comes out of my mouth, then you can't, backtrack because then you look like an idiot. So we had to roll with it.
Know. Well, no. You have to own it, and I think you did. So good job.
And that's what Jeff does when he comes in to do radio. He worries about his footwork as he's sitting down.
I have no idea what that means. Well, Taylor, we appreciate it as always. You have your season opener Friday against Southeast. I think that's one of the games we'll have our eye on throughout the City League and the area. So good luck.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
Always, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
So I think what she said was I was right.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't know. You think she actually said that you're right?
I mean, she said it was a genius response, so I was kind of simmering it down a little bit. I just said I'm right. She called me a genius, so whatever you want to go with.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter after that. I mean, you're a genius.
Thank you.
If Taylor says so, who am I to argue with her?
Yeah, so two really good guests. Man, these coaches have been fun to talk to. They've been good. They've all been insightful and interested and interesting. So good. I'm happy. But, we have an actor tomorrow, so we can't do that anymore.
Oh, that's just never going to go away, is it?
An actor. I would just wonder who it could be.
I don't know.
Throw out a name.
Why don't you ask him?
I don't care.
Oh, jeez.
If I asked him, that would be a sign of weakness. Just like him telling me, for him, would be a sign of weakness. These are the games Bob and I play.
Oh, trust me. I know, and every one of our listeners know.
I don't think he knows. I don't necessarily know that he knows that I know he's playing the game, but I know that he's playing the game, so I'm going to play the game also, and I'm certainly not going to give in by asking who our actor is.
Does he know that I know that you should know that I know the actual answer to that? Is that kind of where you're going with it?
That's where I am. That's where I'm at with all of it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I'll know when he calls. Or the actor, whatever actor we have on the show, when he's on the show, I'll know who it is.
What if it's Robert De Niro?
Then that won't be too difficult of an interview.
No, probably not.
Because you can pretty much put it on a T for Robert De Niro, and I'm sure he'll give you something.
That's true. But you never know. Maybe it is.
Although
Sly. It's Sylvester Stallone.
Now maybe.
I can tell you who it is.
Who is it?
Don DePita.
Don DePita. I have no idea who that is. Should I?
He is in a new movie, A Place in the Field.
DePetta? D-I-P-E-T-T-A?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good.
Donnie D.
Oh, he was in Green Book. I knew I'd seen that name. Yeah, I was looking him up earlier. Because we, not earlier, but, like last week, because I think I saw the email. So, okay, he played professional baseball.
Oh, well, there you go.
And he's an actor.
That should be an easy one.
So here's what really happened. My dad knew that I had no idea who Don DePetta was.
Uh-huh.
So he didn't say his name. So I'll give my dad an out. But now I know.
Look at you guys. Father-son bonding right there.
It's good stuff. We bond without even having
I'm going to
speak.
give my dad an out. You guys always do that when you're not on the show together.
What do we do?
You throw something like that at him. Like, I'm giving him an out. I'm being nice to my dad. Because Bob's like that too when you're not on the show. He'll be like, I kind of miss Jeff today. Like
he should.
But then when you're in the same room, it's like Clash of the Titans.
Gotta go to war, man. Verbally. All right, we'll take a break. Hour number 2 coming up. Santa will be here in about 25 minutes.
Santa?
Yeah, Santa volunteered himself to come on the show. Who am I to say no? So he'll be on, and we'll conjure up maybe some more hatred for each other. Stay with us. Hour 2, Bob and Jeff coming up.